Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be on today with someone that I have really looked up to for so long. And he's so down to earth and he's such a kind human. I just love him. So I'm excited to introduce to all of you one of our main keynote speakers for this upcoming Energy Healing Conference. This is the world's largest energy healing conference right from the get-go 10 years ago. And I just feel so inspired by our lineup and our mashup of amazing speakers this year. Today, I get to bring on Brad Yates. And for over 20 years, Brad has been helping people tap through their blocks and into the best versions of themselves. Many people have dreams of success and peace that just seems slightly out of reach, blocked by fears, anxieties, and resistance to moving forward or past barriers. The reality is that everyone is capable of living incredible lives. That's just really profound. I just want to just take a moment with that. That's just so beautiful. Um, Living incredible lives, and often we're the only ones standing in our way. Tapping is a very effective method of physically resetting the body's fear response by tapping on energy meridians throughout the body while talking through and resolving emotional resistance or trauma. Brad tries to take an empathetic and grounded approach to helping people release their blocks through tapping. He says, because I don't believe that personal development needs to be punishing or tedious. If Brad could have one wish, it would be to get the whole world tapping so everyone could feel better, do better, and live better. Please welcome Brad Yates to our virtual stage today. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much, Tammy.
I'm so excited to do this interview. And I know you're also going to lead us through a tapping session as well. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited. We'll see how that plays out. Now, we've known each other for a few years. I met you, in San Diego through a mutual friend. We were just walking through and you were just sitting there ready to learn. You were taking notes and just so humble. And we're like, that's Brad Yates. We're like freaking out. I was totally fangirling all over, and I didn't mean to, but yeah. And you're just like, oh, you're fine. Then I ran into you again in Baltimore, just last summer,
Yeah.
and you remembered my name, even though it had been years prior. So I was really impressed with that, and really grateful, also very touched. So I am just so thrilled to have you speaking at this upcoming conference. I want to have you maybe start today with telling us a little bit about how you even got into tapping.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How does a grown man find himself tapping on his face for a living?
I love it.
That's what I went to college. I got my bachelor's degree in tapping, and no, I'd gotten my degree in theater. I was an actor and had traveled the world doing theater. Went to Hollywood to become a movie star, as one does.
Oh,
And while I was there, I met this woman, fell in love, got married. And when our first child was on the way, I thought, I have responsibilities now. I should probably find up a backup career. So
love that.
rather than getting a steady, dependable paycheck, I saw an ad for hypnotherapy school, and I thought, oh, always been fascinated by the power of the mind. So let's try that. And went through this training, started building a small practice, and then a couple years later, when our second child was on the way, I realized that as much as I loved acting, this personal development work was really my calling. It's like, oh, this really is what I'm here for.
Mm,
So
that's
we
awesome.
packed up, left Los Angeles, moved to Northern California, and through some other hypnotherapists, I heard about this energy psychology conference, and these people doing this tapping thing, and I know for people who are new to tapping, it looks a little strange. I'd been an actor. I went to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College. This was not the strangest thing I had ever done at this point. So I was fortunate enough to be a little more open-minded to weird things than some people might be, uh, and just fell in love with this process.
Mm.
Especially that when Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, took us through a tapping round on chocolate cravings. And I was a bit of a chocoholic at the time, and he gave us everybody a piece of candy and said, like, scale is 0 to 10, how much do you want this? And I'm like, 8, 9. And after just a few moments of tapping, I couldn't eat it. and I didn't eat chocolate for 2 years after that. Now,
Wow.
don't worry, I recovered. But,
That's
uh, but I could see then that it was a profound tool, and
Mhm.
little by little started introducing it into my hypnotherapy sessions after that, and then little by little, they became primarily tapping sessions.
Wow, that is awesome. I've never heard that story all the way through. I just absolutely love that. And yeah, you guys keep those comments coming in. Bernie's like, oh my gosh, Brad is amazing. Nikisha says, I love Brad Yates. I've been watching your videos for years and attending lives in the Vortex with Gala, darling.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah.
Jill says, can't wait. So many exciting things happening, you guys. Like, I am so thrilled to have him being at our conference too. As you can imagine, I'm freaking out too. So this is awesome.
Thrilled.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us also, if for somebody who maybe is watching this right now and they don't even know what tapping is, can you give us a kind of a brief synopsis of what it actually is and what it does?
Yeah, absolutely. So, emotional freedom techniques, shortened to EFT, but a lot of us just call it tapping because it is actually a process of tapping with our fingertips on these key points that have been used in acupuncture for thousands of years. So, they've been saying there is this flow of energy through the body along these pathways called meridians.
Mhm.
And when this energy flows naturally, we experience our natural state of health and well being, physically and emotionally. And when that energy gets stuck or disrupted in some way, we don't feel so good. We don't think as clearly. We don't make the best choices. There are all kinds of unfortunate consequences. So, in traditional Chinese medicine, the doctor would stick needles in these key points to get that healthy flow of energy going. And we're just stimulating those points by tapping with our fingertips. So, we have a growing body of scientific research validating this as a stress relief technique. So,
Yeah.
when we get stressed, we go into fight or flight. The sympathetic nervous system gets activated, and the tapping calms that down and expedites the parasympathetic nervous system. We calm down. So in the moment, we're feeling better, but then we can also use this for all kinds of different things. Like if we want to make behavior changes in our lives, we say, oh, I want to be healthier, I want to make more money, I want to be in a relationship. Well, I would say the extent to which we don't have what we say we want tends to be the extent to which we're resisting it. Because some part of us at an unconscious level says, it's not safe. It's not okay for me to have that. I can consciously say, I want more money. It'd be great to be a millionaire. But
Mm.
that's 10% of my mind. The other 90% is going, money is the root of all evil. Rich people are bad and all this stuff. And we're not going to let you be that bad person. We're going to protect you from evil. So we stop ourselves in all kinds of ways that we don't know because we have that stress response when we think about money. So we can calm down that stress and recognize it's okay for me to make these changes. It's okay for me to be healthier. It's okay for me to be wealthier. It's okay for me to be happier. And then that just opens up all kinds of possibilities.
Wow, this is amazing. Now I know that you really love tapping with people in person, and that's one of the things that you're looking
Favorite thing.
forward to the most, right, at the conference. So tell us a little bit about kind of the dynamics and of what that's going to look like. June 28th and 29th are the days, and we have you speaking both days, doing live demonstrations, and actually, it's very interactive. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I love what you said. Could you possibly do 2 different sessions so that more people can, and I'm like, "I'll do the whole weekend. This is my favorite thing to do." I often start my workshops by saying, "Who here is familiar with my work?" And most people at my events are. So you've probably gotten the idea that I kind of like what I do.
Oh yeah.
But of all the things I get to do, live events is the best. And it's probably because I'm a recovering actor. So to have a live audience, as a theater actor is the absolute best.
I love it.
And I know that your audience is going to be absolutely amazing. So it's like, this is
Oh
going to
yeah.
be so cool.
Yeah.
It's
Very cool.
and even when I do group events online, it's very powerful because everything is energy. So it doesn't matter the distance. Like, collectively, we're connected, but it's much more palpable when we're in the room together.
Oh yeah.
So as we're releasing what doesn't feel like love, as we're clearing out what doesn't feel like joy, and we're enhancing those really awesome feelings in us, and we're around a bunch of other people doing it, it's like, raising the roof kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's seriously.
So I can't even imagine what it's going to be like with the folks that are going to be coming to the energy
Well,
healing conference.
oh, I love it so much. And our audience is like this audience that's ready for it. You know what I mean? Like we've been learning about it. It's our chance now to get connected in that collective energy and just you're right. It's more palatable. You can feel it. It's just
Oh yeah.
incredible. And I myself have had some really incredible experiences with tapping. Back in 2006, I guess you could say tapping was the very first modality I was ever introduced to. And I used it effectively for migraines I was having at the time. 3 to 4 a week, debilitating. Like I was down
Mm,
in bed with ice packs all over my head and neck. And I don't have those anymore. So that was incredible. And then oh my gosh, Nikisha, that's so cool. She says, I'm flying in from North Carolina to be there. We literally have people coming in from all over the world. You are going to love this conference, Nikisha. But I've also used it like that was the time that my grandmother, who was a nurse, she had been a nurse for 40 years. She was now retired, but she was having incredible physical issues around having bowel movements. Sorry, is that too TMI? um, she's not with us anymore, so I'm sure she'd just be like, whatever, I don't
whatever.
care. If it means it'll help someone, right? But through tapping, she in the middle of the session had to get up and like run to the bathroom. I mean, I've seen it help people with physical stuff like that, but then also these behavioral things that you're talking about. So what kind of behavior things are like you the most passionate about? I kind of get the feeling success and allowing people to receive money is one of your things. Do you care if we tap about that one today?
That that's absolutely a possibility. And to me, it's always about feeling better, doing better, and living better, and creating a life that we love.
Awesome.
What I love about tapping about money, I'm not one of these prosperity gospel kind of preachers. It's like
Right.
everybody should be rich. God wants you to be rich, and I want you to have private jets and this and that. I mean, that's fine. Whatever you want your experience to be.
Mhm.
What I'm most passionate about in terms of tapping around money issues is that money often and generally comes in exchange for us sharing our gifts and talents.
Absolutely. Making
So,
people's lives better, right?
yeah. So if I have a block to money, if I think it's wrong for me to have a lot of money, what's one of the best ways I could avoid having that money that I shouldn't have? Withhold my gifts and talents.
Wow.
And that's what I won't stand for.
Yeah.
You can see I've got Michelangelo's David back. I have David's everywhere. Actually, I have a big picture here on my computer because
Oh,
Michelangelo said that the statues were already there, perfect inside the marble. And all I have to do is chip away what doesn't belong to reveal the masterpiece inside. And that's what we're here. That's tapping it's a perfect metaphor for tapping because we're just chipping away what doesn't belong, the guilt, the shame, the unworthiness, the doubts, the fear,
mhm.
and revealing the masterpiece so that the world can benefit from that.
Mm.
So if you have a hang up around money so that you're hiding your gifts from the world, knock it off. So that to me is why I love tapping on money issues, so that it gives people that freedom. I've told people it's one of my job titles is gift unwrapper. Just like
Oh,
Michelangelo was a gift unwrapper. He unwrapped the gifts, those masterpieces. So it's that, and it's like, please get out and share your gift because you have something that can make the world a better place. And if money's going to be a hang up for you that's going to stop you from doing so, let's nip that in the bud.
that's absolutely amazing and gives people a different perspective on looking at it. Yeah, I felt that, you know what I mean? I really appreciate that. That's amazing. So, Phoenix is saying, "Hey, will this recording be available?" Yes, it's gonna be on both Brad's YouTube channel and also my YouTube channel. So you're welcome to go and check that out. And by the way, his YouTube channel is hopping. There is all kinds of stuff going on there. In fact, he and we just did an interview recently. Actually, I got super vulnerable, like had to wipe away some tears and stuff. It was a really powerful 20 minutes that we did there, but go join there. There's like 300,000 other subscribers there on YouTube. You'll find all kinds of yummy stuff there for sure. So, all right, how do you want to set up this tapping session? I'm going to go ahead and hop off for a few minutes and just turn the time over to you if that works for you. Then people can
Okay.
see you better. Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Awesome. I'll be right here if you need me.
So for anyone who may be unfamiliar with tapping, real quick, we're just going to take our index and middle finger, and with the fingertips, we'll start by tapping on the side of the hand, and I'll be saying different phrases, and you'll be repeating back after me. But we'll start with the setup there, and then here are the points that we'll be tapping right here at the beginning of your eyebrow on either side. And you can use either hand on either side of the body. You can tap with both hands at the same time if you like. I'm a trained film actor, so this is bad camera technique. That's why I only use one hand in videos. So we'll start there. Then right here at the corner of the eye, right under the middle of the eye, right under the nose, right under the lower lip, right here where your collarbones come together, 4 inches below the armpit, and then the top of the head, using all your fingertips from the crown of your head. So those how we're going to do it. So what I'd like you to do is close your eyes, take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed, just allow yourself to be present, centered and grounded right here, right now, as present as possible so as to receive maximum benefit from our time together. Just following your breath through your body, just allow yourself to be aware of how you're feeling right now, noticing what you're feeling physically and what you're feeling emotionally. And now I want you to imagine your life at its highest level of success. Now, this can be financially, but we'll open it up to however else that might look. But if you'd like to, absolutely imagine financially. Imagine where you would be, things you might have, or you might even imagine just looking at your online bank statement and seeing what numbers you'd like to see on there. And really imagine yourself having the success that you'd really love to have. And as you notice all of this stuff, pay attention to how you're feeling physically and emotionally, and say, it's safe for me to have this. Let that rattle around inside. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how true that feels. Some of you might be compelled to go, oh, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely 10 out of 10. It's so safe. And if you are not already experiencing the abundance that you want or aren't obviously on your way, then I'm going to say check again, and allow yourself to really check and see if there might be some party that feels that it might not be safe. Notice what thoughts, beliefs, or memories might come up as to why it might not be safe. Say, I deserve this. And again, notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how true that feels. And any emotions, any physical sensations, or any thoughts, beliefs, or memories that might come up as to why you might not deserve it. Say, it's possible for me to have this. And again, just allow yourself to be aware of how your body might be responding as well as any thoughts that come up. So just allowing yourself to be aware of how much resistance there might be. Notice where in your body it shows up. Scale 0 to 10, how strong it might be. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. Now just tap where I tap and repeat back what I say. Even though I might be resisting this level of success, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I might be resisting this level of success, I choose to love and honor myself anyway. Even though I might be resisting this level of success, this level of financial abundance, and all kinds of other wonderful things I might imagine. Even though I might be resisting this level of success, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself, and maybe anyone else who might be involved. All this possible resistance, any possible resistance to success, any fear of success. And part of me might be saying, what on earth is he talking about? I have no resistance to success. I'm not resisting money. And every single day, I'm doing everything I can to have greater abundance. Okay, maybe not all the time. Maybe sometimes I block abundance. Maybe sometimes I get rid of it. But I'm sure it's not resistance. And I'm processing all these thoughts, processing all these feelings, allowing myself to be open to the possibility that I might have some resistance to abundance. I might have some fear of abundance. I might have fear of success in general. When I imagine my ideal life, part of me says, that would be so awesome. But another part of me isn't so sure. Part of me says there would be consequences. I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm afraid that people would be jealous. I'm afraid people would try to take it from me. I'm afraid it would be too much work. I have all of these beliefs about why greater success and abundance would be more trouble than it's worth. So I brilliantly find ways to limit it. Or at least I used to. I'm allowing myself to reconsider success. I'm allowing myself to reconsider abundance. I'm allowing myself to reconsider money and all the things I might be afraid of. Allowing myself to understand that some of the things that I'm afraid of, if not all of the things that I'm afraid of, are misunderstandings. Somebody else's beliefs, somebody else's excuses, somebody else's justification for not having more money. And they want me to validate their excuses. That doesn't do either of us any good. So I'm looking at these reasons for limiting my abundance. And I choose to clear those, clearing them at a cellular level, clearing them all the way back through my past, right back through my childhood, back through all those times in my life where I may have somehow gotten the message that it was wrong to have too much success, that it was wrong to have too much money, and how much is too much. And I'm clearing any old beliefs about not deserving it. Because everything is energy. I'm receiving oxygen right now. And that's the universe letting me know that I am worthy and deserving of that energy. And I can take a deeper breath. And the universe says, yes, you deserve more. And as far as the universe is concerned, there's no difference between oxygen and money. I'm clearing my resistance. I am a magnificent child of the universe, worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer. There is nothing that is too good for me. And the more I allow, the more I have to share. So I'm gratefully receiving more and more in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, and again, imagine the abundance or success that you'd like to have. And following your breath through your body, just notice how that feels. And hopefully that feels a lot more comfortable, more enjoyable. And take a deep breath, open your eyes.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. If you guys who went along and tapped with Brad during that experience could put that into one word, go ahead and put that in the comments what that felt like for you. If I had to put it into one word, I don't know. I would say probably just really touched my heart. Like, it was kind of emotional, actually. My goodness, is it the full moon? Like, no. That was powerful. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, please feel free to put some questions in too. But if you guys want to just drop one word, that would be pretty powerful to be able to let him see that. That was awesome. How many times have you tapped with people? Do you have any idea what your number is?
Oh my God.
Has anybody ever asked you that?
I can't even imagine. A lot, a whole lot.
Yeah, you've been doing this for 20 years plus. So
24 years. It was 24 years ago I was introduced to tapping.
wow, 24 years ago. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. All right. So Jill has a question. She says, "Does it matter if you tap on the right side or the left side?" I found myself kind of going back and forth between them. Do you need to stay on one?
No, the meridians run up and down both sides of the body. So you can tap either side. As I was saying, that's my actor training says, can't do that, can't cover your face. So I go down the side. When I'm tapping on my own, I might switch back and forth.
Mhm.
Or I may tap both sides at the same time. So I always say to folks, just see what feels most comfortable for you.
That is awesome. Okay, so let me read you some of these words because these are pretty awesome coming in. First of all, Nikisha says, "Thank you." I love her and her husband. They're so cute, and they have a little girl. I met them in at the Salt Palace in 2018, I think. So it's been a few years since I think she's come back. So I'm excited that she's coming in. Bernie says, "Freedom." We've got transformative, amazing. This one felt like magic to Julianne. Hi, Julianne. That's awesome. Jill also has another question. She says, "Does it matter if you go in the order of the tapping points, or can you go in any order that you feel?"
Yeah, great question, Jill. So when Dr. Callahan first came up with tapping, he would use only 3 or 4 points and would go through this whole process of diagnostics to figure out, okay, oh, for this issue, let's tap onto the side of the eye, and then tap collarbone, and then tap the chin, or some other sequence. And so Gary Craig comes along as one of his first students and had his degree in engineering and said, rather than spend a lot of time figuring out which points, if we just tap all 8 points in a row, top to
Yeah.
bottom, then we get the same great results. So it wasn't about the sequence; it was just going top to bottom is just easier in that sequence. And you may sometimes find that you just feel drawn to stick on one point.
Mhm.
A lot of times I just tap the collarbone point, but there have been times where I just feel drawn. And the different points are associated with different meridians, which are associated with different organs, which are associated with different emotions. But don't get too caught up in that. So, like the side of the eye is gallbladder associated with anger. Under the eye is stomach associated with fear. But you may say, wow, I feel really afraid, but I just feel like tapping the chin point or something like that. So just trust your gut with that, and don't worry about it. It's a very forgiving process. So yeah, you can switch up the order. The order is just simplicity, top to bottom.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, I remember teaching someone, she was like, we were doing a field trip with my kids. And this little girl was telling me that her brothers were being really, really mean to her. And it was making it so she couldn't sleep at night. So I taught her to tap, and I told her to go like this, even just like a little karate chop, and then to breathe. And anyway, she came back like the next field trip that I was chaperoning. She said, "Do you know that thing that you taught me?" She goes, "That actually helped me sleep." And that's the thing, is like, she didn't even need to know all the science behind it or hear other stories. She just said this might be something that would help her, and so she was willing to give it a try, and she's like, "Huh, this cute little," she was, like, probably 9 or something, cute little girl. So, yeah, you can teach this to your grandkids if you have grandkids or other people too. It's so helpful.
I was thinking
Alright.
this morning about the videos I did with my daughter when she was 9, and thought I got to repost those because a lot of people don't know that those are out there.
Yeah, that's so
Uh,
fun. That's a good idea, actually. I love that.
but yeah, it's in the moment when it's a great. So I have some friends in Sweden who go to places in the world where there's a lot of trauma, and they call it trauma tapping technique, and teach people to be able to teach people to go out when people are in stress. I was in London once. I was on the London Eye, the giant Ferris wheel on the Thames, and this woman was not enjoying herself. And I just sat there with her, and I just tapped on her hand.
Yeah.
Said it's okay, and just allowed her to breathe more easily and get through that. So that's the thing, is that the more of us that know that, when we're in moments where we see someone going through some real difficulty, it's like, doesn't have to be this hard.
Yeah.
We can ease the discomfort here. We can ease the suffering.
Yeah, I love that. That's so neat. Well, I've got a few more words that are coming in. Teresa says powerful. I'm not quite sure how to say your name, sweetie. I'm so sorry. I think it's Ancella. Does that sound right? Ancilla, it's really pretty. That's just beautiful. Releasing, free, invigorating, and calming. These are really good. Phoenix has a comment. She says, "Before we began, we closed our eyes and just breathed. My left side felt lower than my right, almost saggy. I feel even now." That's really interesting. Have you ever heard of something like that before?
Yeah, it's very interesting how it manifests physically, and that's the thing, is that this is why tapping is such a great, having that somatic component when we're dealing with emotional issues, because so often we do talk therapy, which has all kinds of value, but we feel things in our body. So we're missing out to not include the body. And very often I will tap with somebody on some emotional thing, some thought or belief, something that's upsetting them, and they'll go, "Oh, I feel much better about that." And my shoulder was bothering me earlier, and they hadn't even mentioned that. It's like, "Oh, that feels fine now."
Wow.
And vice versa. They may say, "What I'm really experiencing right now is a knot in my stomach or some tension in my neck." And we'll just tap on that, even though I have this tension in my neck, tension in my neck, tension in my, and they'll say, "Oh, that feels so much better." And you know what? I was angry at my sister about something, and I'm not feeling angry at my sister right now. So yes, because it's all interrelated. We're as Dr. Bessel van der Kolk said, the body keeps the score. And as we allow ourselves to work through the stuff in the body, we shift so many things, and vice versa.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. That's awesome. One more comment that's coming in from Christina Wheeler. She says, I'm sure that's a typo. It's probably supposed to say, "Hi, Brad," right? "I cannot wait to meet you and experience tapping." I know I'm feeling the same way to experience it with him in person. It's going to be so exciting. She says, "I've been on a journey to try and help mind, body, and soul. When I heard your fibromyalgia, probably tapping, right? I had was from childhood trauma. So that'll be really cool to be able to work through some of these things. Now, I know you've already prepared something really incredible for people to be able to do between now and the time of the conference, which is really, really cool. Can you go ahead and tell us just a little bit about this success page that we're going to send people to?
Yeah, so I have created a 5-day program called Success Beyond Belief, and it's 5 days of tapping on, well, similar to what we did today about the resistance to success. Again, come from the idea that the extent to which we don't have what we say we want tends to be the extent to which we're resisting it. So over these 5 days, I cover different topics of why why we might be resisting success, feeling that it's not safe, feeling that we don't deserve it, and so there's a workbook to be able to look at, you
Mhm.
know, why not have more success, whatever that might be. That it could be financially, career wise, it could be athletically, academically, relationship wise, whatever, however we define success, whatever that is, that's like, this is the life that I want to be living. What old beliefs do I have about why I couldn't or shouldn't have that? And let's get rid of that nonsense.
That sounds really good. Well, I am super thrilled to have you be a part of the world's largest energy healing conference, which is happening literally in about 30 days. I have my daughter's getting married this Saturday, and then
Congratulations.
I will thank
But
you. I'm very excited for her. And then everything will be focused on the conference. And we've got some really incredible speakers that are coming. I know you've reached out to a few. So do you want to talk about the people that you've been able to meet as well?
well, certainly one of the other tappers is going to be there, Dr. Gigi, who lives in my neighborhood. So, it's
Oh,
like,
that's so cool.
so went on, had a nice coffee after meeting through you, and that was very cool. So looking forward to seeing her again in Salt Lake. And yeah, you've got a lot of amazing people coming. I'm very excited to just be in the energy of all these presenters, and I mean everyone who's going to be
You.
there. That's the thing, is everyone there is an energy healer. Anyone who's coming, because that's one of the things to recognize is finding that aspect of ourselves,
Yeah.
and sharing that with the world more and more.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm so excited too. Just to bring up just a couple of the other speakers that's going to be there as well. We have Marta de Berard, who is a quantum light therapy expert. She'll be teaching about light therapy. I have her system in my home and use it for all kinds of stuff. It's been fantastic, especially it's FDA approved and clearanced for pain relief. So that's another thing that's been super supportive. Dr. Thornton Streeter is going to be coming with his biofilled
Oh,
viewer.
wow.
And Dr. Melinda Connor will also be there with the NCC OEP and the NAOEP, which is a couple of nonprofit organizations that are very dedicated to bringing energy medicine to the world and making it really very safe for consumers as well. So I'm very excited about them. Tomasa Makapenlock is going to be there. She has been doing Chinese medicine like Jin Jin Jitsu for decades. And I'm so excited about her as well. Dr. Melinda Connor, who I was just talking about, not only is she the past chair for the National Alliance of Energy Practitioners, but she actually just got a prestigious award for her holistic research and consulting. So very, very excited about all the other things that are going on. Rimshaw Warda is going to be coming from West Virginia, and I'm so excited for the processes. It's not like just lecture format. You get to experience the modalities there at the conference. It's going to be so exciting.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna be tapping this was not my website is Tap with Brad, not sit quietly and listen to Brad.
yeah, and I personally love being able to actually try it because you can like read books about it. There's all these things. It's different when you actually get to try it in person, human to human, face to face. You know what I mean? So what's going to be happening at your vendor space, Brad?
I I don't know.
You don't know yet. Okay, well, awesome. We're looking forward to finding out
Haven't figured that out. I haven't had a vendor space in many, many, many years.
in eons. I love it. Well,
I would
that's
like walking around and seeing the other vendors. That's
I know, honestly, there's about 150 vendors at this particular
awesome.
conference, and even though it's a full 2-day conference, imagine you could literally go to just the vendors for those 2 days. There'll be things like massage therapy, tapping, right? There'll be things like, Reiki sessions that you can go and experience some of these, in addition to things like crystals and other metaphysical tools as well. So very, very exciting. There's a whole plethora of options, really something for everyone. All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to close with today?
Ah, not that I can think of. I'm just so excited about seeing you and all these folks
Mhm.
in
Thanks.
Utah in just over a month. It's gonna be. I mean, you mentioned this years ago, and it's like, all right, Tammy, I'm still waiting for the invitation.
Here's your invitation every
COVID,
year from now on.
finally, we were just waiting for the 10th anniversary. It
Yeah,
was,
there we go.
the divine timing,
That
and
is awesome.
no, I'm so excited to see everyone there, and it's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. Now, if you're watching right now and you don't have a ticket yet, we actually have some free tickets that we can do today. So, what you're going to do to claim that is just go ahead and email me to my private email, which is tammy@hopehavenevents.com. I can do a total of 10 complimentary general session tickets by just emailing me. Let me know that you watched Tap with Brad on our YouTube channel or our Facebook or Instagram. And you guys definitely go follow him over on YouTube. He's got some really fun things happening over there. Not just the interview styles, but he does tapping right there in person. He brings other people on. It's a lot of fun. So go check it out.
Thanks, Dan.
All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon. Looking forward to it. Okay. Thanks, everyone.